Namaskar. Let's talk about improving your Vinyasa practice. A lot of people ask this question, how could you do it? Easy enough. One is repetition of sequences. So you've got specific sequences that you're working with. You just make time for them, and it's either class time, so you got to go down to the studio or down to a health club or wherever, whatever facility it is, because there are a lot of facilities. Some people are practicing in church basements. But it's either that or it's personal time. And it's getting your repetition of sequences in. Now we stop and we think, the easiest Vinyasa practices to remember are sun salutations. And their sun salutations seem to be infinite because a lot of people got very carried away with a lot of creative sequencing. So there's a lot of directions you can go with the sun salutation. There's the moon salutation as well. There's also a lot of dancing warrior variations. So those are just basics and foundational forms of Vinyasa, but it's great to get the repetition in. And the other thing would be to study sequences. So you're going to probably want to either visit a website or get a book and start to see how other people do it. You could check it out on YouTube, or maybe within your course, if you're taking a course, then within your course you're learning about sequencing, and that requires some studying as well. The other thing is to learn safety along the way for yourself and for your students. It's important for all of us. I mean, I've heard people say, well, I've been doing it this way for 10 years or whatever, and it works for me. And then what happens is, inevitably, because I've lived long enough to see it, somebody who says, well, I've been doing it this way for 10 years, 20 years, whatever, and sure enough, they had a knee problem after a while because someone said, you shouldn't get crazy with constantly pronating your knee. So learning safety guidelines is really kind of important as you go, because over longevity, your practice is going to be something where it's a body of work that goes with you, and it can wear on your joints if you push and don't respect your body. The other thing is, and a lot of people don't do this, but I will mention this, changing speed. Changing speed helps improve your Vinyasa practice in a lot of ways. So everyone will say to me, wow, so you want me to go faster? It's like, no, you don't have to go faster. You could actually slow down. So the thing is, if you're thinking about longevity and practicing for a long time, maybe your personal practice is slow down Vinyasa. But then when you go to class time, it's at the pace of the class. So it's something to think about. You've got, if you stop and think about it, you've got slow, medium, and fast. I don't suggest fast for very many people, and the reason why is because there's a number of things that can happen. I don't believe that Vinyasa was ever founded upon the idea of making it faster and faster. Some people do, but I'm going to say this. There's more of a chance of you getting hurt if you're practicing at a high speed. There's less of a chance of you getting hurt if you're practicing at a slow speed. It's basically similar to the concept of driving a car. If you're racing around town and you're going way over the limit, sooner or later something's going to happen. And that's the same way it works for our bodies. So I would just say changing speed is a great thing for improving your practice, but don't overdo high speed.